Okay, what's going on? LBHT crew B Hendo. What is going on?
What's up?
Hey, apologies for the tardiness. We're a little late and I had to help Crochet pack his bags. Oh, that's too soon. I'm sorry. Oh man.
Well, you don't know. He's probably not going anywhere. Caillou, on the other hand, and he going cross country. He needed to pack up all his stuff.
Listen. I make jokes. Look, if you look in the thumbnail, I have Crochet in there. That's probably gonna be the last time we discuss Crochet, unless he's on the coaching staff like Hendo predicted. But listen. We had a lot of fun discussing Crochet. Right? It was all fun in games, but look, I do think Crochet will end up on somebody's roster. So I don't, no need to feel bad for Crochet. I think he'll be just fine. Caillou Blue, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's young enough. He's only a rookie, so somebody will pick him up to kick the tires on him.
Yeah, Seattle claimed him.
Oh, there you go. See, so
yeah, he dropped Artie Burns.
Oh man. We have a lot to discuss. Okay, listen, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. Listen. We got a lot to discuss. Obviously, the show's going to be dominated by the 53-man roster talk for the Ravens and the Panthers, because we got some stuff to talk about on the Panthers side as well. But look, man, there's other sports news going on. Apparently, there's a war on the NBA world champions. Oh, and track star Noah Lyles has something to say about that. And we have a track expert here to help us discuss this, Mr. Hendo here. Okay. So this is a perfect show. If you didn't know, Hendo is a track expert. All right. Hundreds of thousands of people literally go to him to get the track news.
I don't know why.
We're gonna be talking some MMA too. Look, some of you guys who are casual fans or don't really know too much about what's going on. That's okay. When we give you stories, you're gonna like them, and this one you're gonna like. Okay, UFC. That's who we usually talk about. They are the cream of the crop. Me and B have been saying for a while. They keep playing around. Some competitions are going to step in and give them a run for their money, and it looks like that's on the horizon. So we will talk about that later on in the show. Lots to talk about. We got an overtime draft, and we're gonna have some things to talk about on the overtime as well. Right. Yes. This is going to be a fun.
I too forgot the draft was tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I remembered earlier today, but
I only told you earlier when we were going over show notes. I was like, while we're discussing the draft,
but then I forgot it. I was working real hard today.
I was working too.
Man, whatever. You don't do nothing. You're a supervisor. You don't do no work.
I don't do anything.
He don't do no work. Hendo
froze up.
At 2 Brute?
Yes. Right.
He agreed. That should tell you something.
Whatever. Shout out to Marcus Payne for being first. Shout out to Bazel for being second. And Bazel, listen, I told you guys when we started our point system, Bazel's he's going to keep you on your toes. All right. He's crushing it over on Coach's channel. He's going to win the monthly prize over there.
He's slipping over here, though.
Who's going to win over here? I don't know. I don't know. But in case you don't know, we give away 2 prizes over here. One for the person with the most points. And the second prize is a drawing. All you need is 1,000 points to enter the drawing. We do it every month. You get a $25 gift card. Usually, was it Amazon or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, Amazon gift card. How do you get 1,000 points? Just be you. Okay. Hang out, watch the videos, participate in the chat. Those help get you points, right? Donations help get you points. Sign up to our newsletter, get you points. Where do you sign up for the newsletter? LBHTShow.com.
LBHTShow.com right there, and it'll pop up, and you just put your email in.
Yep. Simple as that.
And then don't even worry about it after that.
Yes. Jay the Six is in the house. What's going on, my friend? Just Aloe's in the house. What's going on? Yes, Dandy. I appreciate you. Dandy says, welcome first, second, and third to the stream. Please hit the like button on your way in. Show will start shortly. Yes, we started a little late. We appreciate you, Dandy. Appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Ernest Johnson, what's going on? Yes, I know. You guys really hate when we're 2 minutes late. You guys don't like it at all. You don't like it at all. But I appreciate you guys. You're keeping us on our toes. Thank you. Marco G, what's going on? Says, what's good, fellas? Glad Lamar Tucker, Andrews, and Roquan were able to make the team. It was very close. Also, good luck to Prochet. Prochet is fine. He might even come back on the practice squad. All right, they love Prochet. They love Prochet here. So, and he's a hard worker. You know, he's going to give you everything he's got. MDT Sports in the house. What's going on, MDT Sports? Callie on Wheels says, yes, I made the live. Yes. Yolanda B, what's going on? Salute. Says, good evening, LBHT family. Salute to you, Yolanda. Yolanda, man, look, I just want to say thank you. You really support us. A lot of you guys support us. Yolanda, I just want to say, thank you. You show up to every stream. Danny Didi as well. The women that show up here are, they hold us down. They really hold us down. So thank you. Sharon, all of you guys, or ladies. Jeremy Miller in the house says, hey, everyone. Salute to you, Jeremy. Legend. What's going on? Hey, shout out to you, Living Legend. Who else we got in here? Living Big with Big Reg. Hey, thanks for coming through.
Hey, and if you all can help Reg out, he is looking for Steelers gear. Jerseys, hats, terrible towel.
What's that all about?
Anything you can send him, just hit him with the links. Help your boy out. Well, he had made a bet that Caillou Blue Kelly was going to be on the 53. Caillou Blue Kelly is no longer a Raven, and so he said that he was going to be live streaming, fully decked out in Steelers gear.
Listen. Look, Big Reg, don't do that alone, because you're not the only person that was pumping up Caillou Blue Kelly. I believe Agent E was in here. He was talking a little Caillou Blue. I mean, he kind of got off of that train, a few stops prior, right? When he saw what was up ahead, he's like, I'm gonna jump off here. But yeah. D Weezy, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Moscala, what's up? Says, what's good, fellas? Got that 53 now. Yes, indeed. Tracy, another lovely lady that supports us. What's going on, Tracy? Hello, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey, shout out to you, Tracy. Thanks for coming through. Matt's in the house. What's up, Matt? Okay. All right. We gave the shout outs here. All right. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And we also have a little audio podcast. This turns into an audio form if you're into audio podcasts, right? Wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff, Stitcher, wherever you listen to, we are there. So if you're listening to us, thank you.
Stitcher no more. They going away.
Who bought Stitcher?
I don't know what they got bought. They're shutting down.
Oh, they just left. They said, oh, okay, we out.
They out. Good Pod's been all over that.
Good, yeah. We love good. We love Good Pods, and Good Pods loves us. Okay,
man.
Yeah, they do.
R.I.P. Stitcher. Sad to see you go. But if you were a Stitcher user, I got you over here.
Yeah, shout out to all of our audio listeners. Thank you so much. All right, make sure you hit that 5-star review, like, and all that stuff, and share with your friends. All right. Okay. All right. We have a lot to get into. All right. But first, we are going to start the show like we do every week with the Black History Fact. And B has a Black History Fact for you.
Yeah, so we have actually talked about this guy before. I wanted to mention him again. Bayard Rustin, who was a lifelong activist. It would take probably the entire show to list everything that he was into over the course of his life. He was born in Pennsylvania in a Quaker, or one of his parents was a Quaker. He actually passed away in 1987 in New York. He was a civil rights activist, a pacifist. So he's advocating for nonviolence. He was an advocate for gay rights, and he was heavily involved in many, many different organizations, including he was part of the March on Washington movement in the early 40s. He helped organize the Freedom Riders, was it SLC? SCLC, I believe it is. I had the acronym and then I lost it. Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
Yeah.
CSLC. And then also later, another March on Washington. He was asked to organize a March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Like I said, we have talked about him before on the Black History Fact, but I wanted to bring him up again because a couple days ago, Netflix released a trailer for the biopic called
That's
Rustin. That's going to be coming out in November. It's going to be in, they say, select theaters early November, and then it's hitting Netflix on November 17th. So just something to mark your calendar. Check it out. Starring Coleman Domingo, Chris Rock is in there, several other actors. I don't know why you. It sounds like that. It looked good.
But Chris Rock.
You don't like Chris Rock?
Chris Rock can act. Anyway, that's something to set your calendar for, to learn a little bit more about a civil rights legend who kind of is left out of the talk a lot.
Yeah. All right. That's a good Black History fact. Black Daniels, what's going on? LBHT, long time no see. Pray everyone in the chat is peaceful and blessed. Hey, salute to you, Black Daniels. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you, my friend. Welcome back. All right. Football is almost here, guys. Look everybody's coming back.
You know what my favorite thing about people coming back is? I mean, it's not, obviously it's nice to see people coming back and everything, but everybody who comes back after spending the off season outside doing normal human things,
yeah,
they talk like the channel disappeared while they were gone.
Right.
Man, I haven't seen y'all in forever. Well, that's because you weren't here. We've been here.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, we're the only losers
good.
hanging around. Thanks for coming back, man. Appreciate you. Look, Hendo, what we got here? We got a donation from Marco G. That's what we got. Give me 1 second, Marco G, because I want to explain to you guys. If you're on the side of Hendo and you don't take Chris Rock seriously as an actor,
I didn't take it serious.
I didn't know it was a position already.
you don't take him seriously as an actor. That's because you saw the what was that show he was on?
Fargo or something?
No. Fargo is a show that you need to watch. The other one where people always make the memes and they make fun of him on. He was on the show with Terrence Howard. What was that called?
Empire.
Yes.
Why y'all watching that?
That was a terrible performance. I actually saw that episode because April used to watch it early on. And,
that was a real show?
Terrible show.
Yeah. It was a very popular show. Empire?
I know it was popular.
That was real?
That doesn't mean it's good.
He was awful in that. But if you watch Fargo, very good.
He was very good in Fargo.
There isn't a bad season of Fargo.
No.
Even the worst season, it starts out a little slow, but then you're like, okay. I didn't know it was gonna go there.
I haven't seen that.
Fargo is very good. They have a different story every year.
Okay.
But they're all connected.
Yes, they're all connected. Yeah. So if you didn't like Chris Rock before, check out Fargo. You're gonna have a change of heart.
All right. I'll check that out.
All right. And salute to Marco G for the $10 donation. Thank you, my friend. Says I'm going to Canada next week, so I'll miss the hold on a second. Got another donation came in. So I'll miss the next week. So I'll miss the live stream. So triple double. I'm tipping double. I'm sorry. Thank you. And this is what must be right here. I had another donation that came right back in. Thank you, Sabine Wren. Who is that? Is that a Star Wars character?
She's on Ahsoka. She actually, shout out to Sabine Wren. I hope you're healing well. She got stabbed through the chest with a lightsaber. Didn't die. Seemed fine. Mere moments later, but you never know, right?
Well, Sabine
put up a front.
Well, she seems fine. She sent us a tip. Thank you, Sabine. She says, I heard Brodny was saying that I couldn't survive a lightsaber stabbing. Well, Mr. Mr. Know-It-All, fan, unlike your Panthers, I can survive a fatal blow to the chest because I am a force user and can force heal and grow force muscle. Thank you very much. All right.
None of that meant anything.
That comment seemed like it was worth more.
Yes.
Than the $1.69. That was really long.
Is she related to Kylo Ren? I saw the Ren. I was wait a minute.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Shots fired, Sabine. That's right. Jeremy Miller says Star Wars medicine.
And I'll ask you the same thing I asked you yesterday, Jeremy. Why they ain't use it on Darth Vader?
Hey, Agent E.
Why he got to run around all burnt up still?
Hey, buddy. Hey, question. My memory fades in and out, so I just want to know. Big Reg also, he really wants to know. Were you in on the Caillou Blue Caillou Blue Train early on.
Bandwagon.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, look, people get stuff wrong all the time, right? I just need to know because Big Reg might need your help carrying stuff.
He does.
Hey, Dewan 100, what is going on? Thanks for coming through. Is it Dewan or did Jawan?
That's
Dewan.
Dewan.
I gotta ask, man. We say
you do. We mess with names all the time.
Listen, we've been saying P Brownie for 2
Brownie.
years,
Y'all
2.5 years, and not once did he correct us. It is P Brown the third.
Yeah.
And the only reason we found out is because Coach and his infinite knowledge figured it out. Okay, we would still been calling him P Brownie.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Ryan, see what's going on, Ryan?
What's up,
Hey, LBHT crew, hope all's good. What's going on? Sterling, what's going on? He says, you know why, B? He says, you know why they didn't heal Vader?
All right, look, we're like 20 minutes in. We haven't gotten to a topic yet.
Wait. We
also
got to give a shout out to Zeke Hokage. He's top 5 dopest names in YouTube. Okay,
thanks.
Says finally made to the live stream again. Jose, Brodny, and Hendo, what's good, Unks, and everyone. Hey, salute to you, Zeke.
What's up, Zeke?
All right, okay. Now let's talk about our current 53-man roster, our initial 53-man roster. There it is, Ravens roster. Let's go ahead and just get right to it. Let me pull up this graphic right here. There we go. Well, we know Lamar made it. Okay, we know Hamilton made it. Who else is there? Tyler Huntley. Actually, didn't they pick up Johnson, put him on a practice squad? Well, not the practice squad. I thought they picked him up.
Picked up who?
Josh Johnson. Did they pick him back up after they cut him?
No, they picked up Anthony Brown.
Brown. Yes. Is he on the practice squad?
Yes.
Because he's eligible. Johnson isn't eligible for anything. He's eligible for AARP.
No, he actually could be on the practice squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have 6 slots. They have 6 slots slated for people with unlimited experience.
Oh, well, he should have been there instead of Anthony Brown. That was a mistake. Okay. Running backs. We got J.K. Dobbins, Keaton Mitchell, Gus Edwards, Pat Rickard. Now, I saw another list where he was listed under the tight ends. They moved him back to running backs or fullbacks?
They move him around depending on who's doing the list because he doesn't have a position because he shouldn't be on the team.
Okay. Thanks. All right. That's fair. And Justice Hill, which Justice Hill had a really good preseason, I think. Him and Keaton Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no issues there. Wide receivers, obviously Odell, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, Nelson Aguilar, and Tylan Wallace. How y'all feeling about that?
I mean, this was what was expected. No surprises there. You know, the back end, they're not going to get really much play. I'm just wondering if they're going to keep Devin Duvernay for his $4.5 million salary.
Just keep wanting to move this man out. I'm asking. Give his all. But you keep bringing it. Nobody talking about trading Devin Duvernay, Hendo.
All right. Yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I would have expected. I mean, maybe I thought they would have kept a few more or a couple more wide receivers, but that order right there, that's pretty much how I saw it. Tight ends, this surprised me a little bit. Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar, Mark Andrews. I thought that due to Vokalek would have made
I told you he wasn't gonna make it.
I thought he would have, man.
You know why he didn't make it, right?
Because they can't cut more than one draft pick.
Well, no, they did cut him, but because Pat Ricard,
he wasn't a draft pick.
He wasn't a draft pick.
Yeah, he wasn't a draft pick.
He didn't make the roster because they refused to cut Pat Ricard.
Okay, now let's go here. Offensive line: Tyler Linderbaum, Patrick McCarry, Ben Cleveland, Kevin Zeitler, Salah, John Simpson, Daniel Falele, Morgan Moses, Ronnie Stanley. Is another person that's being covered up there? I feel like there is.
No. That's the only person that's being covered up is the long snapper because nobody cares about him.
Oh wow,
nobody cares.
Man, I think Justin Tucker cares. He's part of the wolf pack there. The O-line. How are we feeling about the O-line?
Not great, Bob. I mean, it's all right. You know, hopefully John Simpson holds up in that left guard spot, but I feel like you're going to be at some point putting somebody else in there.
So overall, I think the O-line is going to be fine, right? As long as Stanley's healthy, he's one of the top tackles in the league. Linderbaum he was good last year, only going to get better this year, right? And we got Zeitler, who's a good right guard. So we got some stability right there. Now, John Simpson doesn't have to play great. Morgan Moses doesn't have to play great. They got to play solid and they got to play as a unit. It's all about getting them to play as a unit. I don't think this O-line will be bad as a whole. John Simpson, I don't know, right? I guess he looked okay in preseason. We didn't really feel good about any of those left guards. So B could be absolutely right. They could be swapping that spot out, trying to figure that out. But as long as they're not Alejandro Villanueva out there, they'll be okay. They'll be okay. So I'm fine with this. Falele is somebody I feel good about long term. I don't think he's quite there yet. And I think they're pushing him over to right tackle, right? So who knows? And Ben Cleveland, who's gotten way too much talk over the last few weeks. We'll see what his spot is on the roster. He might be one of those guys that floats around on the interior line. But overall, I think the O-line is solid. I think it's solid.
Yeah, I mean, I think the O-line is pretty much going to be what it's going to be. John Simpson is the kind of weak link, and to me, I guess he won the starting job by attrition. He may not be the best, but he's the best that we got. The only real problem that I'm going to see is, pray to goodness, knock on wood, nothing happens to Tyler Linderbaum, because we do not have a backup center. If he goes out, that means Patrick McCarry gets to go back there and snap high snaps again, and we don't want that. Salah, I think Salah should have went to the practice squad. He's giving you nothing. Why keep somebody on the 53 that gives you nothing? Like, he has no potential to start. He has no potential to back up. He just looked terrible out there. But John Harbaugh has his pick, so that's that.
Yeah. All right. Let me change this view here, because you can't see our faces. I don't like that. You guys don't like that. Let's change this up a little bit. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. If it lets me, we'll pull up a file. B, any more thoughts on the O-line? Well, you don't think the O-line is gonna be good, B?
I think it'll be fine. I just don't think that they're gonna be solidified at that left guard spot all season. Like you said, they have 3 proven starters on the O-line. I mean, I guess 4 if you count Moses. I think Moses is at best an average tackle, and we'll see what you get out of him. But I think they'll be okay, especially now that you have guys who can actually get themselves open quickly and make plays for you. So, he's not going to have to stand back there. Lamar is not going to have to stand back there and hold the ball as long as he has in years past. So, I mean, I think overall it'll be all right. Just, you'd like to see the GM be more aggressive in protecting your quarterback who you just paid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. All right, defense. Clowney. This is defensive line. It says Clowney, Michael Pierce, Matabike, Broderick Washington, Tavius Jones. That's who could have got up out of here.
No, that's Travis.
Travis Jones.
Oh, Travis Jones.
Yeah.
No. Tavius is Robinson, not Jones.
Yeah.
That's what we could have got rid of. Travis Jones, we got to keep. I like the defensive line. Why is Clowney a defensive line and not
outside linebacker? Age?
Because you only got 4 defensive linemen. Somebody made an executive decision there.
I guess. I think we all like the interior line. Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Linebackers. There's a lot of linebackers.
They have way too many linebackers, and they needed more on the interior line.
I mean, you could have kept like 4. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Trenton Simpson, Malik Harrison, Delshon Phillips, Malik Cam, David Ojabo, Tavius Robinson, Odafe Owe. Now they're mixing the edge rushers in on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, obviously Roquan and Queen, Trenton Simpson is somebody that they're trying to develop to replace Queen. He has a lot of work ahead of him. Delshawn Phillips, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, he didn't play bad, but that's not somebody I would have necessarily brought back. Malik Harrison,
He could have gone.
He's one of those, okay, go stay, whatever. Tavius Robinson, I mean, he definitely should have left. He's holding up a spot. Players can make strides and surprise us, but he didn't show nearly enough to make this roster.
Hey, he hasn't played a game yet for the Ravens. And there's plenty of guys on this team who didn't show much of anything in their rookie seasons, let alone the offseason leading up to their rookie season. So you gotta give him a chance to do something.
Yeah. Now, okay, Just Allo doesn't agree. He says you're wrong about Moses, Brodny. Morgan Moses definitely is an average tackle. Overall, yes. Now, now we overreact. Okay, we all do this. Okay, to the bad blocks, right? How they play as a whole. You know what? I think we're going to scrutinize this more. Coach will definitely scrutinize this more, I think, this year, right? You know, we're just talking heads over here. All right. You want the real breakdown? Go over to Coach's channel after every game, and he'll break down this stuff. He does it every year. Okay, he will educate you. So, my only argument will be, and this is Hendel's argument too, you know, for players that we don't necessarily like on the line, is how bad were the missed blocks? That'll be the only thing, right? If you say, you know, he only missed, you know, 4 blocks. Well, were they for sacks? Because then he was terrible, you know.
Right.
If not, okay, you know, you had a pretty good game then, right? So, like, coach is good at breaking down those things and give you perspective on that. So, yeah. Jay says y'all interior defensive line is going to be the Ravens' saving grace. Yeah, I think so, man. I think they're going to get a lot of pressure. They're going to get a lot of pressure. The edge better get pressure too. I don't want to hear any excuses. All right. Ojabo and Owe, and Tyus Bowser, right, when he comes back. But they just better do it. No excuses. First and second round picks.
So who on the interior line is going to get us pressure?
Travis Jones can get you pressure. Michael Pierce can get you pressure. He's always hurt, but when he's in there, he can definitely get you pressure. I mean, they got Clowney there, but Clowney's an edge guy. I don't know why they got him in the interior.
Well, like Giselle says, he does play inside, but yeah, he is an edge. So.
Yeah. I think they can all get you a little bit, right? But I think the ones that can be a little bit more consistent would be Travis Jones and Michael Pierce. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Matty BK, if he takes the lead that we need him to, he could be that guy too.
Well, that's the thing with the guys. You know, everybody kind of likes the ability of the interior defensive linemen, but none of them have done it consistently.
Yeah,
and
that's the problem.
The issue moving forward there. You move on to the defensive backs, and you want to talk about a lack of consistency. We don't see it there because they are all consistently awful.
Yeah. Not all of them.
Most of them.
Marlon Humphrey.
I mean, he's hurt.
He's right there though. He's on the list. See, he's right there.
Yeah,
he's right there. Yes. Jalen Armour Davis, Kyle Hamilton, Brandon Stevens, Pepe Williams, Rocky Sin, Geno Stone, Ronald Darby, Darius Washington, Marcus Williams, Arthur Marlett, and Marlon Humphrey. Look, you invested the draft capital in these guys, and you're keeping them around. So again, no excuses. No excuses. This would have been the time to say, hey, you know what? Let's cut the dead weight. We got it wrong on Armour Davis. We got it wrong on Pepe Williams. We got it wrong on Brandon Stevens. Right? You don't need. I mean, you can get bodies anywhere. Okay. I'd rather be a veteran body. Right? That you don't have to. You don't have to tell them where to be. They know where to be. They may just not have the ability, but they can get in position. And I'm not saying these guys won't develop. I'm just saying you drafted them, you invested some time in them, so this better be the year that we see something. We get through the season and they're playing awful. You know, that's on EDC. That's on John Harbaugh.
So how much of this do you think goes on the coaching staff? Because if you go year after year and you keep getting these high draft picks and none of them are developing, are we just drafting poorly? Is it the coaches, they can't coach properly, or is it a combination of both in your opinion?
I think it's definitely a combination of both, right? Because not only are we not seeing these guys develop, you don't, like, when they get cut, you don't really see them develop anywhere else.
Yeah, it's mostly the picks. You know, they're not teaching these guys how to play football in the NFL, and you don't see these guys coming in and being able to do anything. You know, some of them. So you're drafting guys who just don't have the ability to play in the NFL, and you know, you're not going to be able to develop much out of that.
And that's why I have such a big problem with how many picks we acquire every year, because anything outside the first and second round, you know, top of the second round, really, those are players that are going to require some development, right? And especially you get to like the fourth, like getting all these fourth, fifth round picks, you know, you grab those guys, you know, you're going to need to spend some time with them and develop them. So when you don't do it and you're just like, hey, well, you know, it's the NFL, you know, we don't develop in the NFL, then why are you wasting so much of your time acquiring these picks? Get rid of them, right? You can't develop. You know, we have other needs. Trade those picks away and get what you need.
All right.
Yeah. And of course, special teams, you got the Wolfpack. There's not much to say there. Justin Tucker, Jordan Stout, and Tyler Ott.
Luckily, there was a Pro Bowl snapper just laying around. Yeah. We picked him up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jordan Stout is not good.
He is not.
That's not nice.
Well, you wasted a 4th round pick on him.
Yeah.
And he kicks the ball down the field.
Not well.
He kicks the ball diagonally down the field.
Right. It goes 40 yards that way.
Coffin corner, baby. Coffin corner.
No. That's coach's boy right there. That's coach's pick.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. We kind of said it already, but you know, who should we have kept? Who should we gotten rid of? Vokalek, I think definitely you should have kept.
They don't have any use for him.
Okay, so let's talk about it, because we talked about it offline. B, you think possibly after this year the Ravens trade Mark Andrews?
Possibly.
Right. Okay. So if they trade Mark Andrews, you know, there's that void there. You got Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar, I think, and Vokalek, I think, really gave Charlie Kolar a run for his money there, right? I don't think it's clear that Charlie Kolar is better than Vokalek. I just think Charlie Kolar was drafted over Vokalek, and they're just like, hey, we drafted this guy. We can't be wrong everywhere. Let's keep him.
Well, no, I mean, Kolar played well, and I remember like Vokalek was playing against the dregs of the league. Like he hasn't seen a real NFL player yet on the field, you know. So it's fine that, you know, he performed well in the preseason and everything. That's great, but the fact is, you have Mark Andrews this year, you have Isaiah Likely. Those are the top 2 tight ends, and that third guy, whether it's Kolar, whether it's Vokalek, not going to see much use. And Kolar played well enough in the preseason. You're not cutting him. So keeping Vokalek means you're keeping 4 tight ends, and he's really not going to see any use.
I mean, I would have kept him as a third. Kolar is really not a blocker. And if you got rid of Pat Ricard, you can keep Vokalek for the blocking. And like Garnett said, play him as an H-back and kind of have him in that hybrid fullback.
The hell you want to play an H-back for?
I mean,
if you're going to play an H-back, if you're going to play a fullback, then you're keeping Pat Ricard. Cutting Pat Ricard is saying we don't need this position because it's 2023 and we don't need him out on the field. I mean, cutting Pat Ricard and then saying, hey, we're going to keep this guy and have him play as Pat Ricard, I mean,
Yeah, cheaper version, and he can run better routes.
That's okay. On those 10 routes he runs a year.
Yeah, but again, this year you may not get that much use out of him, right? But this is the year you develop him and prepare him for when we jettison Mark Andrews, right?
Which is fine, but he's also Travis Vokalek. He's not some great talent. You can just draft another tight end if need be.
This is true.
Like,
Can we?
You notice he didn't get picked up, right? Y'all saw that, right?
Oh yeah, he didn't get picked up.
No, he didn't.
We picked him up.
Yeah.
Oh, we picked him back up?
Yeah, he's on the practice squad.
Oh, okay.
We chose him.
No, you didn't.
I didn't go back and look at that. How many of the guys that we cut, we brought right back? Because this is what happened last year, right? We cut a bunch of players, and if they didn't get picked up by us, they didn't get picked up.
I think 13 of the 16 or 11 of the 16, something like that, or 12. Most of
just I think. Well, my theory on Mark Andrews is that if Isaiah Likely plays well, they'll go ahead and trade him because he's making a lot of money, and Isaiah Likely's cheaper, and they don't need to have two tight ends out there now that they have receivers.
Yes.
But they also drafted Charlie Kolar, who is a decent receiver in himself, and they just won't need Mark Andrews.
For his price tag.
Yeah. But we'll see. Let's see.
Like Mark Andrews is essentially, an 800-yard guy. And if you think Likely can be that, then you don't need to pay Mark Andrews anymore.
Hey, my bad, Agent E. I missed your response there. Were you pro Caillou Blue or no? I think he said no. He said no. I think you were, Agent E. I think you were. Don't make me have to go to.
He's a flip flopper. You got to watch him.
Agent E, don't make me go back through the tapes. He said, "No, I think you were."
I'm willing to bet if we go back through them chat logs, we got some Agent E talking about Caillou Blue Kelly gonna be locked down.
He's sweating over there. All right,
they found out my Twitter handle. They found my Twitter handle was Lockdown Caillou Blue. Oh no!
Googling how do you delete YouTube comments?
Right.
All right. So that's the roster for now. It's locked in, and we'll see how they do. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's locked in for now. Well, actually, they're putting Pepe on injured reserve, designation for return. They're gonna bring back Brent Urban. There's some other little.
There were 3 players they were talking about bringing back to the 53-man roster. So we'll see who isn't here by the weekend.
You want to? This is another rule change that needs to go. Up the number of roster spots. Why are you doing this to yourselves, NFL?
Well, it'll still be the same thing no matter what number you set it at. Like there's always going to be. You can make it 90. There's always going to be the 90.
Yeah, that's true. But up the number.
They should. I mean, you up the number of games. They definitely should up the roster size. And I don't mean on the practice squad. Not really a big fan of the whole active versus inactive roster in general. Like, if they're on the roster, why can't they play?
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have 48 active on game day.
I felt we were all thrilled when San Francisco ran out of quarterbacks in the playoff game.
Speaking of running out of quarterbacks, New England Patriots. Did they bring back any of the other quarterbacks?
They brought them
Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham. They brought them.
They're on the practice squad.
Squad. Dumb. That is the dumbest. Bill Belichick I think he's something wrong. He got dementia or something. Like he's not.
Listen. Mac Jones is about to be replaced by somebody on the practice squad this year.
Yep.
I'm dead serious. He's not making it through the whole season as a starter. I would be shocked by that.
Well, because Nick Bosa ain't going nowhere, man.
We should trade for Bosa. I don't want either one of them. Dallas all the pass rush and secondary concerns. I mean, look, Nick Bosa he's very good. He's very good.
So what? You don't want 2 races on the team?
No,
Okay.
But he's not going anywhere. He's not being traded.
Nah, I don't think we have anything on our roster that we can give up for him. Brodny, do you think Bryce Young will have 3,000 passing yards this season? Well, listen.
Hey. If you want to ask questions, they go in the community thread for the submitted question portion.
Well,
or you donate to ask the question. Yes, though he is going to have 3,000 yards.
No, I was gonna say, hold that thought because we're gonna go over to the Panthers side now.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to give a shout out to who did I steal this from? Panthers on Tap. I put this in the description so I knew who I was stealing from. Panthers on Tap. In fact, let me share that screen. Let me share that like I did this one. All right. All right, B. Got your 53-man roster here. Let me share it. Okay. Boom. There we go. Can I blow this up? I can. I should have done it until the last one. All right. Too much. There. Okay. Panthers on Tap provided this graphic here. All right. So thank you, Panthers on Tap, for this.
And it's already not accurate.
Accurate. Yep.
Well, Matt Corral got cut.
Matt Corral got cut.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Yeah. This was just at the time. Matt Corral got cut.
Yeah. They're all gonna change.
So Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, good there. How you feel about the running backs? Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, and Raheem Blackshear. That seemed pretty predictable.
I feel like it's solid but unspectacular. I like Miles Sanders. I think that Chuba Hubbard is literally just a worse version of Miles Sanders in every way. Like he's exactly like Miles Sanders, but just not as good at anything. And Raheem Blackshear, I think, is he's a solid change of pace type of player. He gives you a little spark here and there. He can make some plays every now and then. I'm glad he made the team. He's a good special teams player too. So I was happy to see that. But they don't have, I think, a reliable backup running back.
Well, that's not a problem. That's not a problem because we can give you Gus Edwards. What would you give us with Gus Edwards?
I'll give you if you look down all the way to the right, Emir Smith-Marset, they swapped conditional 7th round picks to get him. I'll give you that same deal for Gus Edwards.
He looks like he has some promise.
Who? Smith-Marset?
Yeah. I
mean, if you ask him, he does.
Yeah.
If you look at his career, not so much.
Listen. If this were last year, I'd take it.
Yeah. You would.
Not this year.
You don't know what it's like to have wide receivers.
No. We do now. And it ain't that. Let's talk about wide receivers.
You hope. Because Ravens fans are so high on this group, they ain't hit the field yet.
Listen, even you can't muster up the strength to compare your wide receiver core to our wide receiver core right now.
Oh, okay.
DJ Chark.
Is he the number one?
No, he's not. Adam Thielen, we'll say Adam Thielen's the number one. Okay, versus Odell. Who's been better? Adam Thielen, hands down.
Better when?
Recently, the last 5 years.
He's been better. Odell's been hurt.
He's been much better.
Odell's been hurt.
Okay, and
no, you can't compare.
And even when he wasn't hurt, he wasn't putting up numbers in Cleveland.
Okay, was he much better than Rashad Bateman?
Adam Thielen, yeah.
No,
Rashad Bateman hasn't surpassed 550 yards yet in his career.
What did Adam Thielen do last year? 700 yards.
I'm not sure what he did last year.
Not great.
I think he was hurt last year a little bit.
But in baseball, it doesn't matter.
No, but we're comparing him to. We're going 1-to-1.
Okay, 1-to-1. All right, Odell. You think but you don't think he's better than Odell?
Oh no, he's not better than Odell. I'm just saying, like he's been better recently, and Odell has not been able to stay healthy. And then let's 716 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. Okay,
and then
DJ,
everything falls off.
Here's the problem with the rest of the group. DJ Chark was very Rashad Bateman-esque last year. He had 500 yards, but I'm not certain that he's actually going to be the number 2.
I think it's gonna be Mingo.
He's another one who's had a lot of problems staying healthy.
Right.
And when he is healthy, he's an okay receiver, right? He's not anything special. Jonathan Mingo is a rookie. Don't know what you're going to get from him, although he looks promising. But he's a
TMJ.
So he's Zay Flowers, right? So we got Mingo to Zay Flowers.
Okay.
And then you've got Laviska Shenault, Derek Wright, and Emir Smith-Marset. And Emir Smith-Marset is honestly starting to look a lot better to me now that I read that list.
Look at that.
Terrace showed a little bit last year. He did improve off of the disaster that was his rookie season. He showed a bit more. He had just under 500 yards, only the one touchdown, but still beating Taylor Lawrence and James Prochet over there. But it's a lot of projection. On the
team. We're talking about
Tyler Wallace is on the team, but it's a lot of projection with Well, not even projection with Terrace Marshall. It's a lot of hope with Terrace Marshall. It's projection with Jonathan Mingo. Laviska Shenault is nothing. That's not a thing. Derek Wright, not sure why he made the. I mean, he had a good offseason. Is why he's on the roster, but I don't think he's going to see the field much.
I'm surprised they kept him over Shi Smith.
He a tiny little guy, and you don't really do a whole lot, and then he got in trouble off the field. So I understand the not bringing him back.
I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, Panthers fans, do not listen to be on Laviska Shenault. Laviska, and don't listen to Josh Norris or any other expert on football players. Okay, Laviska Shenault, I think is he's gonna contribute quite a bit. I think he's gonna help you guys out. You're gonna need him to. He's gonna contribute more than DJ Chark.
No, he won't.
Didn't he have your longest touchdown of the year last year?
He sure did.
He might have. He had 270 yards last year.
That's right. Hasta La Visca. Yes. All right, chat. We have
he had 270 yards last year.
Yeah, but one of those plays went for like 86 yards.
Yeah, I mean he had one long run or reception. Yeah, 67 yards. He had a 67-yard reception. He's not good. He's very bad.
You guys heard it here.
Vishka. La Vishka.
B versus Jose. Okay. We got it's going down. I say Laviska outperforms DJ Chark this year.
Okay, well, like if he gets hurt, he'll outperform him because Chark won't be out there. But he's not a better player than DJ Chark.
But that's Chark's game plan is to get hurt.
That's fine. You know what? Even if he does get hurt, he's still going to outperform the We won't even qualify. Even if he gets
that's like
injured,
saying, "Hey, I bet Superman could win if he does." I bet I could beat Superman if I had kryptonite.
Listen, even if he gets injured, he outperforms Laviska Shenault.
Right? Okay. All right.
Laviska sucks. Moving on to speaking of sucks, Hayden Hurst starting tight end.
Whoa! Wait, ouch!
Love that.
Hold on. So just so we're clear, on your wide receiver core, Adam Thielen number 1. We all think Jonathan Mingo number 2. I think he's going to slide up to number 1 at some point.
We'll see.
B has no faith in his players. Look at this.
He's a second-round rookie.
I like him.
It means why would you assume he's going to be the number 1? Is what it means.
Hey, Chocolate Lady Cap, thanks for coming through. Hey. Will G, what's going on? Says up, guys. Out here, walk in, have a great show. Draft and 50.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up.
Oh, we gotta go. Hey, what's up, Megan? Thanks for coming through, Megan. Yes, Kylie Blue is a Seahawk now. Good luck with that.
Have you watched him play, Megan?
She has not.
Okay. Anyway, Hayden Hurst is an upgrade on what they had. He's still not good. And what they had is Tommy Trumbull, Ian Thomas,
and they kept them,
and Giovanni Ricci, and they're also very not good.
Giovanni Ricci is awful.
Why do you have 5 tight ends?
They're going to cut some of them. They only if you look down, they only have 4 corners. I mean, at the time, they only had 4 corners on the roster. They kept some of those guys to cut. The O-line, Brady Christensen, Bozeman, Taylor Moton, you can be reasonably certain those guys will show up and play well. Yeah. Iquanu was very, very concerning during the offseason. I think Chandler Zavala, maybe even Cade Mays will step up. They picked up David Sharp, who y'all just cut. Didn't like that. Not sure why they did that.
He's a bum.
Not sure at all. Moving on to the D line.
And hey, shout out to Ricky Lee, HBCU alum, making the team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Chandler Zavala, Coach Evans did a video on Chandler Zavala on his other channel, More Sip to Tally. He has very high hopes for Chandler Zavala. In fact, the word is he's battling Moten, or not Moten. I'm sorry, Mays. I think is it Cade Mays for?
Yeah, their right guard is out. Austin Corbett is out. He tore his ACL. He's starting on PUP. He's missing at least the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah, he may not get that spot back.
Well, yeah, who knows when he's going to be fully healthy? So I mean, he's out. So it's between Zavala and Mays.
Yeah,
I think one of them will step up. I think it's probably going to be Zavala.
Okay.
If you look at the D line, they got Derek Brown, who was great last season.
Yes.
Shai Tuttle, Deshaun Williams, Nick Thurman, and LeBron Ray. That's a group of guys. I don't think that they have a real solid second guy on the interior line. Not a big fan of the depth, but we'll see. It's a very new group for Carolina. At linebacker, because again they did also not separate edge rushers. Brian Burns, who was fantastic. Yeah. Frankie Luvu, who has been a very effective pass rush specialist. Obviously, they signed Justin Houston. You all are very familiar with Justin Houston. And then in terms of edge rushers, Yatir Gross-Matos has been a pretty big disappointment. Marquise Haynes been pretty disappointing as well. They just drafted DJ Johnson. Some people have liked the way he looked in the offseason. I'm not expecting much of anything out of DJ Johnson, if I'm being honest. Amari Barno, who had an injury scare recently, is back. He's healthy. I thought that he has looked the best of the rest of the edge rushers. He's really taken advantage of all the opportunities that he's had. And shown he can get to the quarterback. So hopefully he stays healthy and he gets some more snaps than he did last year, and he can show something there. At corner, J.C. Horn is the only good corner that they have on the team.
Well, Dante Jackson's good, but he's coming off a major injury.
Jackson's very up and down. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's very bad. And he is coming off a torn Achilles. So
yeah, you don't like Troy Hill?
No.
Okay. So okay. Look, the opportunity here, guys. Ravens has some extra corners here.
No, you don't.
So okay, let me ask you this, B. Let me ask you this. All right, Jalen Armour-Davis or C.J. Henderson?
I don't care. They're both garbage.
I don't care. What about Stevens?
Hey, how about Stephon Gilmore, who they had on that team?
Yeah.
Hey, look who's here.
Hey man, I got a text about a draft tonight.
Yeah. We got to move quickly because we can't miss our own draft. All right, you guys need cornerbacks. You'll pick up one of our guys. All right.
Yeah, they picked up a corner today off of waivers. I forget the guy's name now, but they're starting to rebuild that room already. At safety, I think they're very good at safety. I think they're very, very good at safety. They have Von Bell, they got Xavier Woods, they have Jeremy Chin, who we need to see a bit of a bounce back from, a return to his rookie form. Sam Franklin has been a solid depth player for them, and this dude who don't know how to spell his own name, Jamie Robinson, I think is going to be.
Jamie.
I know.
Yeah,
everyone did.
Everybody does.
I think he's going to turn out to be a steal. For Carolina. I think that was a good pick. I think he's going to be a very valuable player for them.
So which one of these guys is going to convert to slot corner?
Jeremy Chin.
Okay.
Wait till my man Chanel get busy.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Mike.
Crazy because Jeremy Chin can't cover.
He couldn't,
but he can make plays.
But
he can make plays.
He's a
Chanel and J.C. Horn, team MVPs this year.
Let's go.
Y'all disgust me.
I'm bugging on Chanel, but yeah, J.C. Horn.
Mike, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Mike. It's gonna be J.C. Horn and Hayden Hurst.
God damn it!
I like that one. I like that pick.
Somebody's got to step up for you, B. You better start getting excited for your team. This is your roster here.
Tight
You know
end is
who's going to
quarterback.
step
That's right.
up is Bryce Young. Is who's going to step
I picked
up.
him to win the
Bryce Young
division.
and Miles Sanders.
This is true.
That's who it's going to be.
Jonathan Mingo.
I hope so. He looked inconsistent to me. Now, hopefully that's something he can work through. But he has the after the catch ability, but I'm worried about the catchability. The beginning part of that. I'm worried about him doing that consistently. Once he has the ball in his hands, he looks like a playmaker.
Yeah. Just how I said, do most teams keep 6 tight ends? No.
Now, these are a couple of special organizations.
All right, submitted question time. Let's go. Mikey, you had any thoughts on the Ravens before we get to submitted questions?
Nah.
Okay. There you go.
Cool. Thanks for coming, Mike. Submitted question number 1. My God, Davon. Will self-preservation prevail if the Ravens are a first-round exit this year? Self-preservation meaning John Harbaugh saving himself. I will let the 3 Ravens fans go ahead and discuss that.
Sort of. It'll sort of prevail in the sense that they may not flat out fire him. They'll let him retire, right? Let him step down. But he is out of here. If they're out in the first round, he's toast. EDC too.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, though.
I'm sorry. I mean, I agree. I mean, there would be no self-preservation. Who are you going to blame? You can't blame Todd Monken. It's his first year. And you've had these playoff disasters for the last 5 years. So, what are you going to put it on Mike McDonald? It'll be time for him to go. I think Bashad will be like, listen, it's not them, it's you. And we had to part ways. So, yeah. Hopefully, we do something.
Yeah. Outside of like major catastrophic injury. Yeah, I think he done win with this team. I think he's done.
All right.
Okay. I think self-preservation does kick in, but it is EDC preserving his job and getting John Harbaugh fired or retired. Because they would let him, they'd let him, quit. They wouldn't fire him.
Yeah.
Submit a question numero dos from Julian. As our offense is rounding into form, what should be our go-tos in the red zone? For example, outside zone with JK, fade out to OBJ, seam to Mark Andrews. I'm not calling him Andrews.
Easiest question of all. It's whatever Lamar decides when he gets down there.
Yeah, I mean, look, the fade is the worst play that you can run in the red zone. It's a very, very low percentage play. People like it because it looks good, and you're like, hey, I got a tall receiver, and jump, but it doesn't happen very often. And it is more difficult to run when you're in the red zone than between the 20s. So I think the answer is putting the ball in Lamar's hands and letting him make that decision, and maybe even a play action, something like that to give him options. But I don't think you want to be throwing fades and running outside zone to JK.
Spread out and let that man make a decision.
Yeah,
spread him out. He can't be in space. He's obviously not going to be stopped. If you can't stack the box against him, you got a big decision to make on what you're going to do. And he's obviously one of the greatest weapons in the NFL, probably NFL history. Yeah, let him do his thing out there. I think he knows how to score the ball. And I think you give him that freedom, I think he'll find the end zone. And he tends to have that nose for finding the end zone at any means necessary. So let them work.
Yeah, I agree with everybody here. To me, there should be no favorite play, because isn't that one of the problems that we had with Greg Roman?
Yeah,
running those favorite plays got us stuffed a lot. So with this new offense and Lamar getting up to the line with a lot of time, let him just go survey the field, audible to where we need to go, or the play that he feels most comfortable with. Just put it in his hands and let him do his thing. So no favorite play, just Lamar.
Yeah, and you don't have to get too cute in the red zone, right? We don't have to make these sweeping changes to what we do. We run the ball well, run the ball down there, right? Do some play action. Like you just add a couple more wrinkles in there so it's not overly predictable, right? The offense doesn't need to be that much different from what we were doing before. We just gotta look normal.
I think the real answer that you're kind of looking for here, Julian, is the Ravens struggled in the red zone because the Ravens didn't have quality options on offense, and now they do. So they'll be fine.
Yeah. All right.
Submitted question number 3 from Jay the Sixth. What do you think about the Panthers' recent moves? More importantly, the depth. We kind of just went over this, but I had already loaded this up, so I'm not thrilled at all with the depth. But that's to be expected with a team who's just kind of turning things around. I think outside of having to trade DJ Moore to get Bryce Young because of your past mistakes, I think they've done a good job of steering the team in a new direction. Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer did a number on the roster for a few years, and they've shed a lot of those players. So you're going to be thin when you do that, but I think that they did a good job, like for example, rebuilding the wide receiver room after trading away DJ Moore. I think they've done a decent job of building that pass rush without having that for sure number 2 guy. They brought in obviously Frankie Louvu previously, but they brought in Justin Houston, and they're continuing to develop Amari Barno, Marquise Haynes, and those kind of guys. They failed in the cornerback room, but the safeties I think are good. So overall, I think they're doing a good job in terms of recovering from the Rule era, but it's just going to take some time.
Yeah, I love how Matt Rule tried to take credit for Steve Wilkes' win streak at the end, or winning some games at the end. He's like, I set them up for success. We got a young team there, and then Frank Reich comes in and dumps all of them. He gets rid of every single pick that Matt Rule made. And he just like, we got to clean the house here. We got to get rid of all this trash, right? And listen, man, sometimes that's what you got to do when a team has made some bad moves in the past. Like B said, you got to purge it, and it doesn't look pretty that first year because you're not working with a whole lot. But that's where you got to start. All right.
So that is that's the end of the submitted questions for this week. Thank you very much. We're going to be putting up the post after the show. If you have questions for next week, you can post them on the community tab on YouTube. You can send them to us on Twitter at LBHT Show. You can email us at LBHTShow@gmail.com. Also Instagram, TikTok at LBHT Show. And, of course, you get loyalty points if your question is selected.
Okay. How much time do we have until the draft?
The draft starts at 9. So
okay.
We
all
want
right.
to be in there prior to that.
So look, we're gonna be moving through these topics so we can get set up for the draft. If you want to watch us do the draft, we're going to do a draft for the overtime show, and we're going to be discussing the topic, so we're not just sitting there with a lot of dead space. All right. And if you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/LBHT Show. And what we'll be talking about during the draft. Oh, yes. Skip Bayless and his new crew at Undisputed. Look at that. Look at the fireworks in the back. Okay. He does not look happy, guys. He does not look happy. There's a lot of clips going around the social media showing Richard Sherman, Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson. They're having a lot of fun. Skip Bayless is just like, where's Shannon? So we're going to discuss that whole thing. We'll discuss some other things as well. Listen, patreon.com/LBHT Show. We give you great value for supporting us, and your support means a lot to us, and everything that you guys donate to the show, contribute to the show, we put right back into the show. And I think that I can speak for everybody here, right? Hendo for the Road Pod, Mikey for Open Mic with OTR Mike, Coach who was in the chat, okay, Sip to Tally Films, everything that you donate to the shows goes right back into it. And I think we proved it with our roundup meet and greet. Okay, we can provide you guys with events like that, right? More shows, merch, all that stuff. Okay, so keep supporting us. If you have $5 in your pocket, go ahead, right over there. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. That's a small tier. We got $10 tier, $20 tier, and $60 tiers. We'll go over those tiers in a little bit. But let's get to our next topic. What do we want to do? We want to do Noah Lyles, he wants to be an American trader. He wants to be worldly all of a sudden. Okay, he wants to be. Let me tell you something about Noah Lyles. Did I spell his name right? I think I spelled it right. Noah Lyles is doing that non-American sports snob thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, and listen, I know Americans are annoying. I know it. Okay, like egotistical. Okay, not well educated. Okay, we can be meatheads about our sports. Absolutely, but I don't want to hear it from another American. Noah Lyles does not like the fact that Noah Lyles, if you don't know who he is, he's a track star. He is really fast. He is really fast. I'm not even sure who was interviewing him. I don't know why he even brought this up, but he basically just said, he doesn't like the fact that NBA champions are called world champions, and it's an American league, right? He's like, you don't see other leagues do that. Why do NBA or American teams call themselves world champions? Noah, what are you doing? You were raised in this country. You know what that's about.
Well, the problem is, and we talked about this last night on Steel Conspiracy over on Suge Knight 323. First off, the NBA doesn't call them world champions. They used to, and they've gone away from that for a long while now. The Raptors put up a banner that says world champions, but they're Canadian, so whatever. No, but they call them NBA champions. The league calls them the NBA champs. Right. But more importantly, the hell are you talking about? Like, I'll call myself whatever I want to call myself until you show me a team that can beat me.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what you're not going to do. You're not going to round up 12 dudes from Luxembourg to take on the Nuggets.
there isn't no country can assemble a team to beat the Nuggets. No country can assemble a team to beat the Magic. Okay?
Every single player who matters at all in basketball is playing in the NBA. It is a world league.
Yeah, I was about to say their best players are in the league, in the NBA.
Exactly.
The reason that other leagues don't do it, and he's talking about soccer leagues. He's talking about soccer leagues.
Of course.
And the reason they don't do it is because the best players in the world all don't play in the same league in soccer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The Premier League is the best league in the world, most people think, but the best players in the world don't play in the Premier League. Not all of them. So it doesn't make any sense. And they have tournaments for teams from a bunch of different leagues to play each other. What do you think would happen if they set up a basketball champions league where the winner of the NBA championship went and played in a tournament against the people who won the Canadian Basketball Association, the people who won the Puerto Rican League, the people who won the Chinese League, the people who won the Spanish League? What do you think would happen? Everybody who's not from the NBA would get slaughtered every single time. And
nobody would take that world champion title seriously. Everybody look at that like, well, you just picked on some janitors, right?
You picked your little brothers.
Right. Nobody will respect that. So yeah, they are, this is the World League. Okay. It just happens to be in the United States. Because what league do they have to play in to be considered a world champion? What's the league?
Well, no, there isn't one. It's the Olympics where the U.S. has won 7 out of the last 8 gold medals. It's the FIBA World Cup that the U.S. is getting ready to win right now.
Let's stop right there. FIBA, right? If they were playing in FIBA because they have different country teams to represent it, they be considered world champions. But where is FIBA headquartered at? Geneva. So what? So a league in Switzerland can call themselves world champions? I don't think so.
The problem too is like the top players don't play in the World Cup because it doesn't mean anything. I'm not gonna say it doesn't mean anything. I rather enjoy those World Cup type competitions. It means a hell of a lot less than an NBA championship. and you're not going to get yourself worn out or injured ahead of the NBA season playing for a FIBA World Cup. The same way that players sat out the Olympics. Because it just doesn't mean as much as an NBA championship. Because again, every single player, every single coach who matters at all is in the NBA.
Whoa, Agent E, let's slow down here. No Lyles ain't no bum. He's arrogant.
So
It's so every other track star.
No, I think he means he's an arrogant bum, not just a bum. But my question is, did he say that about the NFL? Did he say that about the NFL? Because they call themselves world champions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I mean,
we all know.
You know what they should do? I got an idea. They should send that year's world champion, or I'm sorry, NBA champion, as the Olympic team.
Yeah.
And let them go for the gold medal.
But then it's a dream team all over again. Nobody would.
I mean, they're not gonna win, but they're not. Nobody's gonna beat them. But I mean, that might even it out a little bit if that's what he's talking. Or if that's gonna dub them the world champion.
But what you do with somebody like Jokic, who isn't American?
Oh, you playing for who pays your bills?
Facts. He's here on a green card, so he's good.
You know what we were talking about yesterday after the show. Ferris joined us, and we were talking about this a little bit. And he was talking about a guy who was playing for the country of Jordan, who was just out there tearing it up in the FIBA World Cup, right? Having great performances. And you know who that guy was? That guy was Rondé Hollis Jefferson, a dude who washed out the NBA years ago. Right.
Well, former Nets player.
And that's why, it's cool to have those competitions where guys like that can go and kind of dominate, and it's great for the fans from that country and all that to see their players go and do that. But it's not a serious competition. China has a player who is 15. Another, what was the other one, Henry? You remember it was Australia or some other country also has a player who's 15. It's not, these are not serious competitors for the players in the NBA. They're just not. And so to be like, oh, you have to go and beat this middle schooler from China, it's a joke.
Yeah. And now again, he's looking at it from his point of view. He has to race against other very fast people, insanely fast people from around the world. But the thing is, those people are insanely fast, right? That's a real competition. That is your league, and that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Just because you have to go to the Olympics to show that you are the fastest man in the world, doesn't mean other leagues have to follow suit. That's just not how it works.
Right. They can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves until you can show them a team that can beat them.
Facts. Because that's the one thing we never see. I mean, you never see anybody say, "Oh, yeah, I know this team can beat the Nuggets. I know this team could beat the Chiefs. This team over in England. This team over in Egypt. Like you never hear that. Now, in soccer, like I said, soccer is a different beast. Like those players are spread out. So the World Cup, that's a huge thing for them as well. We just don't have that. Right. Obviously, football is an American sport, American football. They're trying to get things going. They're trying to make it more of a global sport. Basketball is a global sport, but again, the world's best players go to this league. So deal with it, Noah. All right.
We want to talk about global sports. I'm going to switch up to the combat corner here. And we're going to talk a little PFL. Hendo, Mike, I don't know if you saw the news that came out about the PFL, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen here. And I'll read this as a press release. Professional Fighters League and SRJ Sports Investments signed global MMA investment agreement. Investment to propel PFL signing more top talent and star fighters. Investment will accelerate global expansion, including launch of PFL MENA or MENA League in 2024. PFL pay-per-view super fights will launch and be hosted in Saudi Arabia in 2024. Investment will facilitate increased sports participation across Saudi Arabia and the Middle East and Northern Africa. And then we have the rest of the press release here.
Before you read that, so for those of you who don't know, PFL, right, Professional Fighters League, it's an MMA league that you see it. They feature on ESPN. They have a deal with ESPN, right? They're somewhat of a startup type of league. This is a league that me and B discussed that could challenge UFC down the road. UFC is the cream of the crop in terms of MMA. Okay. The best fighters for now go to UFC, but UFC recently has had a lot of fighters speak out against the poor pay, not good insurance or no insurance at all, and not a lot of great opportunities. So you see a lot of these fighters, especially the former ones who went through a whole career and not make any money, go and do boxing, right? Sideshow boxing. Right, you have champions now like Sean O'Malley trying to call out Tank Davis for a fight, knowing that he'll get his head knocked off, but he needs a check or wants a check, right? Because he deserves more. He absolutely deserves more. When you had those type of things, those fighters are always looking for the next best thing. Even though UFC is held up there as the top league, they don't have top league money. And when you don't have top league money, you have your top fighters that are going to always be for sale. They're going to be for hire. So here you have PFL, who's just starting out, and now they're partnering with Saudi Arabia, who's trying to buy up everybody. You guys heard the deals that they've made with Cristiano Ronaldo and other players. You know, they offered Messi $1 billion, right, for what, a year or two, right? You have Neymar, who just got how many millions of dollars? 400 million or pounds, not even dollars, pounds for was it a year?
Yeah, and they purchased essentially the PGA. They merged with the PGA, their Live Golf Tour. They're trying to get into the NFL. They have ownership in a couple of Premier League teams already. The PFL is interesting. And they've also been in the news recently because they just signed Francis Ngannou a few months ago at this point to be a kind of their head of development, I guess you could say, in terms of growing the sport in Africa. And he's also going to be fighting in the PFL coming up. But the reason that the PFL is interesting and different from the UFC is they have a seasonal format like other sports. It's not like the UFC and boxing where it's just, hey, we have a roster of guys and they'll just kind of fight whenever. They have a season that runs, through certain months, and then depending on how you do in your regular season fights, a certain number of fighters make the playoffs, and then they have playoff matches, and then whoever wins the playoff tournament gets $1 million. And I think that's a format. It's different. It's novel. It's recognizable to sports fans, particularly American sports fans. And the real danger here for UFC is how serious is Saudi Arabia about wanting to take over, mixed martial arts? Because if they start just throwing money at fighters, they're all going to leave the UFC. There's no reason to stay in the UFC if Saudi Arabia is offering you a check, because the UFC is not going to match it, and you have the same kind of exposure because you're also on ESPN.
Yes, I have not watched a lot of UFC, but I've seen some PFL, and they are entertaining. I give them that much. When I say entertaining, to me personally, sometimes I'm more entertained by the fighters in the audience than I am by the people actually in the ring, because they come support each other, interact, and do a lot of things. I mean, I'm trying to get into the MMA scene, and I guess that's my starting point. But since Saudi Arabia's buying up a lot of stuff, Rogue Paws for sale, Saudi Arabia. I know you listening.
You can get a package deal.
My brother Suge is in the comments saying it will last a year and then be gone. Do you guys think this won't last long?
So I'm not sure if you have it in the article though. But Saudi Arabia, this is $100 million deal. They won't be gone in a year. right? And when Saudi Arabia throws their money behind something, it's for a reason. They're very they're very what's the word I'm looking for? Deliberate. Yes, very deliberate with what they're trying to do. That initial investment is an initial investment. That's not $100 million make it work or we out. No, they know they have to. That's to buy a portion of PFL. They didn't buy PFL. That's to be a partner, not controlling partner, just to be a minority partner in the PFL. Now, you make $100 million investment. You want to see a return on that investment. You're going to have to spend more money to get the employees, the workers, to make that investment work. They will definitely be throwing more money at these fighters, and it won't even cost them that much because UFC is dropping the ball there. They're not paying their fighters nearly enough. Saudi Arabia has unlimited money. They will buy some of these fighters. This is going to be a problem for UFC.
Yes, and then Suge, you talking like that 100 million is a lot for the people in Saudi Arabia. That's like them dropping a 20 and like, oh, okay.
Right.
Somebody will pick it up. Like that 100 million ain't killing them at all.
They're paying Neymar 400.
Should Bellator and Strikeforce are not Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we're not talking about. So we're not PFL on its own. Yes, I would feel you, Suge. I feel you on that. But they're not backed by Saudi Arabia, right? PFL is backed by Saudi Arabia. I'm saying Bellator and those aren't backed by Saudi Arabia. PFL is. Saudi Arabia might mess around and buy out those other competition and just roll them into PFL. They could do something like that. Don't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mikey, you had any thoughts?
No, I mean, so my question is, and I'm piggybacking off of what Sugar's saying. So is what PFL is what they're doing similar to Bellator and Strikeforce, or is that rollout even different than what they offered in the past, what Bellator and Strikeforce offered
in terms of the product?
Yeah,
the Bellator and Strikeforce are exactly like UFC essentially. Bellator and Strikeforce both tried to go and pay big name fighters, but they are lower tier. They didn't have the same kind of exposure as UFC, and they typically would go after guys who were late in their career and not the same at the same level, right? Bellator did get one pretty young UFC fighter in Benson Henderson, but that's one guy. Like Strikeforce went and got Fedor Emelianenko, who was kind of feared as like the greatest MMA fighter of all time, but he was old by the time he came to Strikeforce, and he got knocked out in his first fight, or choked out, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is a whole different thing altogether. Like, if we kind of compare it to like Saudi Arabia is, I believe, invested in or had purchased Manchester City in the Premier League, and they just pump money into it and until they turned them around, and Manchester City won every trophy that mattered last year, right? Because they just have the money to do it, and I don't know if it's just to kind of change the image of Saudi Arabia or what their end goal is, but they're going around and just getting into every corner of entertainment that they can at the moment.
Yeah. Jeremy says, I hate to say it, but Saudi is going to own an NBA or NFL franchise in the near future. Why do you care? I mean, these franchises are owned by terrible people already.
Granted, these are worse people, but
not all of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, I'm always interested in seeing, something challenge, what we used to, and I think sometimes that's what happens. We're so used to UFC, and that we just get caught up in what our mind is. This is what we seen and grew up on. So but I think if they can do it, I mean, because we've all heard about the lack of pay and stuff in UFC. So if these guys can get paid, man, I'm all for that.
All right. Yes. What's up, little Mikey? What's up?
They say what's up.
Well,
I thought he was eating the W there for a minute.
Right.
All right.
See your headphones.
Yeah, he wants to hear. Put the this is our other assistant producer for Ring Kings
You're
podcast.
interrupting the show.
Mikey, how are you?
Good.
Good. You being a good boy? Yes. All right. Thumbs up. All right, dude. I'll see you later, okay?
Peace.
All right.
Hey, peace out.
So we've got to get to the trivia question and get out of here.
Yes.
It is time to go.
Okay, before the trivia question, Jeremy wanted to know about his other question that he posted. Yes, we can answer that real quick. He wanted to know about it was a question about Dak. He said, "What's more likely, Dak gets traded or Trey Lance is the future starting QB for the Cowboys?"
Neither.
Yeah, neither of those things. Did you mean like that Trey gets traded or he's the future starter? I don't think Dak's not going to go anywhere. I mean, look, I know that some people kind of look at it like that's a threat to Dak because they're bringing in a young guy who had a lot of potential, who was highly thought of at one point, and they're gonna develop him and all that. And I hope they do. He didn't really get a fair shot in San Francisco. I think he does have talent, and if they take their time and develop him, he can still be a good starting quarterback in the league. But that's not a concern for Dak Prescott. You know, we laugh at Dak, we kind of crap on Dak a bit because of the way he played in the postseason last year after I had defended him quite a bit leading up to the postseason. But Dak is one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and he's not going anywhere. He is going to be the man in Dallas for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this isn't even close to being a discussion until Trey Lance can show that he can do anything. And right now, he needs a lot of development. This is just a developmental pick. Their hope in the short term is that they can develop him, and maybe he can be a good backup. And from there, maybe they can trade him, or if they think he develops to a point where he could be a possible replacement, maybe he'll be a cheaper option. But like those things aren't on the table right now. They just they saw somebody that was available that has a lot of talent but needs development and didn't cost a lot to get him. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, trivia time. We'll make this quick because after this we are going to the Overtime Show. And where can you find the Overtime Show? Patreon.com/LBHT Show. Right there. All right. If you have $5 in your pocket, go ahead and sign up. That's all you need. All right. If you want to do more, you can do more. Okay. We have different tiers. Different tiers give you different things. It's all on the website there. All right. But you get access to our Discord. You get access to the Overtime Show. All right. We got some coins here. Okay, we got some other goodies. Go check it out. All right. Trivia time, B. Let's go.
Yeah. So as always, the trivia question gets 1,000 points for the first person. You get it 750 for the second, 500 for the third. This one was inspired by the time of year, the cut down time, and we see a lot of undrafted free agents. Most teams will sign one, maybe two. But a lot of them get cut and go onto the practice squad and things like that. But I just figured I'd throw it out there. Who is the only quarterback to be an undrafted free agent and win the Super Bowl?
Oh, boy.
What's up, Noah?
Can I say it out loud or no?
I mean, you can
give him a second.
You can say your guess out loud.
Wait, give him a second.
Wait another 15, 20 seconds or so.
That was easy.
All right. Everybody putting it in there. He's the only one, huh?
Now, those answers are all correct. It is Kurt Warner. That was, I guess, the easiest by far. But
he wants everybody to know that he used to bag groceries before that.
I know. made a damn movie about it. But for a bonus, we'll say a bonus 1,000. Bonus 1,000 points. Can you name the only other undrafted free agent to start the Super Bowl?
A QB?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is for points. Now. Money making Mitch. I see.
Will and Derek. Okay.
There you go. First three to get it right. Okay. First three to get it right. You got. If you know it, type fast. Type it. Type your answer in there.
The hell, Dirk?
Who, okay, it was Will G.
It was Will G, Suge,
It was
How do you
Suge
say
first.
and
I think. Was it Suge?
Suge first, Will
Yeah,
G,
Will G.
and
Okay,
Derek.
just Will G.
Yeah.
No, you have to type in the name exactly, or it won't come up here, and this is annoying me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the second part of the question: Who was this? Who was the second QB?
The only other undrafted free agent to start the Super Bowl.
The only other undrafted free agent to start in the Super Bowl. Didn't win it. He started. All right. You got any guesses, Mikey?
Mm-mm.
What about you, Hendo?
No. Oh, I think I see the answer. Maybe.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
Can I say it?
This is a damn shame when here this is.
If I think I know what it is. Can I say it, B?
Might as
We'll
well.
give it a
you know,
little more time. We'll give it a little more time. We'll give it a little more time. We'll give it a little more time.
No Agent E.
I think I had the answer. I didn't even look it up. I just thought about it. Think about the Super Bowls, people. There's not that many.
First of all, Derek, Warren Moon never went to the Super Bowl.
All right. I'm going to say Del Homie, Jake Delhomme.
Mm.
And you are correct.
Trick question.
Look at that.
Nobody
Panthers
got that
fans,
one.
shame on you. Shame on you, Panthers fans.
Derek, I'm going to take your points away because you said Steve McNair and he was drafted 3rd overall.
Overall. Then said Warren Moon.
So, yeah.
Yeah, nobody got that one, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's all right. That was just a bonus question. I'm very disappointed in all of you, but that's all right, man. it really wasn't that long ago.
It was.
They're like, who?
Y'all know Tom Brady, though.
Nah, all I remember is I can't remember what defensive play it was, but Jake Delhomme threw the touchdown and he started jumping in somebody's face and yelling at him.
I love Jake, man. Jake was the best.
Oh man.
The cardiac cats. All right,
Yes.
we gotta get out of here.
All right, we are out of here. Real
Very
quick.
disappointed in all of you.
Listen. If y'all don't know, I said it before. Track is Hendo's. That's his expertise now. Why am I saying that, Hendo? What happened over on your channel? You're the track expert now. Anytime we discuss track now, I'm going to refer to you as a track expert. He had a video that went viral over there. And well deserved because you putting in that work, man.
What's it up to now, Hendo?
Over 300,000.
Salute.
Yes.
And salute to
That was at the
Hendo,
start of the video. It was probably at the
over 500,000 watch hours, right? Was that watch hours? Or
No, views.
Views. I'm sorry, views. Yeah. So shout out to Hendo.
Congratulations, Hendo.
Appreciate y'all. Thank
600,000.
Yes. Tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on the Rogue Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Also, you can find me every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. doing a live stream, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation, talking everything hip-hop, especially the old school. Also, if you want a little bit more, you can sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/ROUG. Only $5, just like Jose always says. Appreciate
You got the money. You got it in your pocket.
Talk about anyway. Everybody knows where to find Hendo.
Listen, I go to I'm in the grocery store all the time getting stuff, and I see people buy candy bars just like me in that line. Okay, those candy bars are they're like $2 to $3 now. All right, if you buy 2 of them, just put them back down and say Rogue Pod. Okay, Rogue Pod. All right, Mr.
Damn
OTR
AJ.
Mike.
Damn, Asian.
Like you just don't pay attention to the show.
You know what? This is the second time he did the same thing when he won the drawing.
When he won, yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Wait, what happened? Like, you won. Wake up."
One
You
of
didn't win this
Hendo's
time.
videos, you did a video on track. It went over 300,000 views.
Yeah. No, Jeremy.
And
It's not 200,000. That was an hour ago. Now it's over 300,000.
And he went over 600,000 on the channel.
for the channel.
Yeah. So, all right,
I mean, I can tell you
Mikey.
ain't contributing to that, agent.
we got a few minutes here. Mikey, where can people find you?
Oh man, open mic with OTR Mike. I have to wipe off the dust on the vinyl and the microphone and all of the above. I will have an episode coming up soon. Yeah, so go over there. You know, everybody want to know where the hell I've been at. That's gonna be the title. Mike, where the hell you been at? So go over there, subscribe if you have not already. I'm also 1/3 of Ring Kings Podcast, the best boxing podcast on YouTube. You see Hendo's shirt. And we don't just say that to say it, right? The casual fans, we invite you over there. We love you over there, okay? Because we school you. We teach you about the sport of boxing, the game of boxing, whatever we want to call it. So go over there to Ring Kings Podcast and subscribe. Also, if you want to holler at me on X, I always want to say Twitter, but whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. OTR_Mike.
All right. We are out of here. Patrons, get ready. The Overtime Show is starting soon. We are doing a live draft, but we are going to be discussing some things during the draft. And one of the main topics is right here. Yes, the new undisputed team. Skip is like, help.
You missing somebody in there now.
Yeah, you are. They got a new one.
Who?
Josina.
Josina.
What?
And shout out to Wisdom, who just signed up for Patreon. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Salute.
We gotta get out of here.
All right, yeah, we gotta get out of here. Patrons, get ready. Overtime Show is starting next. Everybody else, thank you so much. Another great week, and we are 2 weeks away from the football season. Less than 2 weeks from the football season.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, y'all have a great night. B, are you ready?
Yeah.
He is ready. We will see you next time. Peace.